Good morning, everyone, and welcome again. So nice to have a chance to do this every 2 weeks. So, like we promised, we are back again in 2 weeks, and this time we're just going to continue from where we left off last time. Last time we had done a couple of body shapes, and we are going to the other three today. Um, we did not get much inquiry on the or any questions on the previous session that we had. So I'm glad that you all understood everything and it was clear, and there was no queries on the same. Again, you are free to email us, you're free to write to us and tell us what you think about the session, as well as what would you like next. What is the next thing that you want to understand or want to know? What's the next thing that we can talk about? That is also something that I would like. If you can spare 2 minutes and let me know, that'll be great. Let us go into this session of Extraordinaire. We're talking about visual appeal, and this is the last of the session of visual appeal that we're going to do. We're going into lines, shapes, and textures, right? So last time we had done two shapes, and now we're going into the diamond and oval shape. When we're talking about the diamond and oval shape, we're talking about the shape of the body. Diamond is where, let me see if I can get my pointer out for you. No, I don't see it here. Okay, never mind. If you can see the small little arrow, right? The diamond shape is when the shoulders and the hips are narrow and they kind of are inwards a little bit, and there's a variation in the mid area, right? There's a variation in the mid area. The hips and shoulders are in the same line with the variation heavier waistlines. Okay, this usually happens when we have a little bit of a tummy or a belly, as we call it. So how do we variate this? How do we look, how do we counter this so that it looks a little more presentable to us and to everyone else? So how do we do that? So let us go into that now. So men can wear any color and small patterns. So here the patterns play a very important part, not to emphasize, especially in the upper part of our body, not to emphasize the shape. Okay, so try smaller patterns, or solid colors will be actually plain colors, lighter prints. These are all will suit this body shape a lot. So go in for that. Even if you want, you can have a little bit of work or done around your shoulders, maybe a heavier collar or some pattern in your collar, or a little bit of print on this side, but leave the lower part of the upper body quite plain as much as possible. Okay, so small patterns, the only requirement will be to use a mid waist for longer pants. So you want to give that visual effect of length. Yeah, you want to give the visual, the silhouette should look long and lean. So you want that silhouette looking that way. So you go on the higher trousers, go on the mid waist. Don't do a low waist trouser at all. And comfortable fit. Don't wear tight. Don't wear these the tubular kind of pants, or the pipe pants as they're calling them these days. Okay, so don't do that. Go for the longer pants, and of course go on the mid waist. Even a little on the higher waist will look all right if you're wearing a tuck out shirt or something like that. Okay, with women we can wear a high waist, and then we can have a cinched waistline. That will also look very nice, right? So longer pants with single pleat would give a comfortable fit. Light and small patterned shirts is what we would go for. The ideal shape for women, they can wear high waist, princess cut. Okay, princess cut is when the yoke is on the higher side, or mid waist loose pants and longer bottoms. So you can wear your palazzos, you can wear the skirted pants, the long loose ones. You can wear your gagras and the gararas, and you can use those kind of variations. The gararas, especially if you're going on western, Indo-Western or something like that, wear those styles of loose long ones. Don't wear heavily gathered around the waist. Keep the waist very slimming, just like a band or something like that. And then as you're going downwards, increase the flare. As you're going downwards, increase the flare. You can do it in trousers also, you can do it in skirts also, and it'll look very smart. for men, if you wear very slimming trousers, what will happen is it'll emphasize on your mid waist, it'll emphasize the middle part of your body even more. So then I would suggest that, go a little looser on your trousers. um, Loose bottomed boot cuts or even your flared pants is something that will look good on you. Okay, even whether it's jeans or trousers. I'm going to show you some cuts that are actually looking good. Now both of them are Amir Khan, but the cut that he has given here is single buttoned, and it is little bit on the higher waist, right? It is not on the mid of the waist. It's a little bit on the higher waist. So automatically he has a very comfortable fit on his waistline. So it counters the waist as well as it makes him look a little more sharper compared to the other suit that he's wearing, where there are a lot of buttons and there is an emphasis on the waist. Okay, so both of them can be, you can choose a darker color, you can choose heavier contrast. So all this will give you that variation of that V look that we want so much. Even Mahadevan, as you can see, he's taken long stripes, like lengthwise. He's taken his stripes lengthwise, and they're nice and broad and thick. So automatically the mid of the mid area gets completely camouflaged this way, right? He can even use a high neck, that's totally all right, but giving the long lines there automatically gives him a little bit of a comfort fit around his waistline. Here, as you can see, he's taken a lot of material around his face area. This is called a cowl neck. A lot of material around his face area, so the emphasis will be around his shoulders and his face. It is not coming down to the lower part of his body, which is a little bit on the heavier side. It automatically goes on the higher side. It makes him look very suave and very dashing. So these are the things that you can play around with. These are the patterns and designs that you can play around with when you're coming to diamond shaped gentlemen. Now we're talking about women. Women have, of course, a lot of different variations when we are doing that, whether it is Miss Balan or is Miss Sinha, or so here also, as you can see, she has maintained a pattern around the neck area. She's given herself an rounded sleeveless with a colored variation here, a blue colored variation here, as well as earrings and everything. So your attention goes on the higher side rather than on the lower side. Even with her Messina, as you can see, she's given her jacket has got a collar, and then there's patterns and designs on her jacket, so it again takes away from her waistline. Here with this princess cut, this is something that we call a princess cut, which is on a higher yoke. She's given that V shape. V shape and U shapes actually look best on people who are diamond or oval shaped, right? So you're giving out a very geometrical pattern round your neck, so automatically it doesn't make you look chubbier, it makes you look more leaner, right? Now if you look at Adele is also Miss Adele is also part of this shape, body shape, and she has used a lot of material, right? She's got material on her arms, she's got material everywhere, and though it is a very beautiful dress, it is also making her look very full compared to if she would have just left it, given her sleeves a little bit of a shorter cut. It would have given a lot of different, a completely different look to this otherwise very beautiful dress, right? So as we can see here, she's taken Miss Oprah has taken a high cut A-line dress, okay, but she's left her arms open, so that gives a variation, it gives a contrast, it gives a variation. So automatically then the emphasis will be on the upper side of the body rather than falling on the mid level, okay. And even here she has Ramya has very beautifully put lace on her blouse right here, so giving again emphasis to the upper part of the body, bringing the attention up to the face, and then not really worried about the mid area. So these are the different things that we can do, different patterns and designs that we can do to actually counter the little problematic areas that we have. Alright, so this is for the diamond and oval shape, men and women. Now let us go into the next one. When we're going to the next one, we're talking about the rectangular and tubular shape. Rectangular is a slightly broader tubular. Tubular are very very thin, slim people. Rectangular is on the same sides, but just a little bit on the broader side. So that's only variation. So I've decided to put them together. Your shoulder and hip measurements are all even. So it's a straight line, top to bottom. You don't have indentation on the waist. Okay, so you can use lots of different styles, you lots of styled belts, a pattern on the waist. You can have geometrical designs going inwards. So all this will give the variation of a waistline to you. So all these different things can be used. High to mid-rise pants and jeans, right? Don't go, again, cannot wear low cuts. Okay, go on the mid-rise and high actually will look very good on you. Scoop or open necklines, again, don't wear necklines that are like a Chinese collar or Nehru collar or something like that. Have some variations on the necklines, have the V's, have the U's. You can have oval, you can have boats, you can have squares, you can have all these variations. You want to show your collarbone, so you can have all these different variations in your neckline. Make sure your shirts and tops end up in the hip level. Okay, so don't go very long with your shirts and tops. Slightly above your hip level or your hip level is something that you would look for. So say somewhere close there, don't bring it too down. So automatically you don't want it flowing that way. Wide lapels and double-breasted jackets or tops, boot cuts or wide leg trousers that look best. The narrow fit will show off your curves even more. So when you have a narrow fit on the waistline and on your thighs, and then it is flaring out, it'll give the again counter and give you a nice waistline. Okay, so this is what you can do to counter this particular body shape. Again, when we're talking about Mr. Bachchan, we're talking about Ilyaru and Prabhudeva and all of them. They all have the tubular rectangular fit. As you can see, it's very clear in this photograph. The shoulder and the hip are on the same line, they're going on the same line. So then there is no indentation of the V cut that we want for the men. Okay, so then something like this, when you wear just a single line of pattern or a single stripe that were on a V shape just falling in the middle of your waist, automatically it gives you that V shape look that you want. Okay, now Mr. Bachchan also has done that. He's done a contrasting jacket and shirt with a tie, so it automatically gives that V shape when you're looking in from the front of it. All right, and the trousers, as you see, is the longer length. Okay, it's not shorter trousers, longer length trousers. You have the long legs, so use it, enjoy it. It's really good, it's really working for you. Okay, even Mr. Prabhudeva in a casual fit as well, he has folded up his shirt sleeves, so that gives the very heavy look on the shoulders, automatically giving the illusion of a V shape, right? So when your shoulders are looking a little buffier, then automatically the illusion comes into a V shape. So it doesn't look very rectangular, the body shape looks more into a V shape. So these are the small variations that you can do. These are small things that will really help to bring out your body shape. Okay, as women, we have the Princess of Wales here with us, and she's also a very tubular shape. Okay, so she does the variation. She uses short sleeves when she's wearing something like this, so her shoulders will come out a little bit more. She doesn't use much of a belt here, but she's given a very sharp contrast. Automatically the waistline becomes very highlighted. As you see Sonam Kapoor in variations, she's also a tubular figure, but as you see, she has given an inset, slightly inset here when it comes to the waist, so it gives an illusion of a waist. She always brings her blouses into a slanting line going downwards, so again it gives an indentation of a waist. So all these different variations can be used in Indian or Western wear to give that indentation of a waist, so it goes more towards the ideal shape. Again, bringing a lot of emphasis towards the top part of your body, that is your neck and your face. All the necks will be open. There will be very few necks where it will be close collar, because it takes away from what they are, what they have. So very few of them will actually wear close collar. Okay, some jewelry, some patterns on the or just beautiful hair blown out, you know, that also gives that variation and brings the eyes straight up to the face. When it comes to men, as you can see, the V necks are all open, they are not closed. It gives that nice V look, so automatically you give that triangle effect right there. All right, so these are some of the things that you can use. The trousers also are reasonably long, they are not short trousers, so you're giving that visual length or visual effect of length. That is very important when you are in a rectangular or tubular body. The tubular body actually is the most recognized body for models as well, because you can shape them, you can give them anything to wear and anything will suit them, because you can, they're basically like hangers. You can, you know, twist and turn the material around and it emphasize them even more. So that is why these shapes are actually very very sought after, so to speak, right? So you can do these different variations. As you can see, even here Sonam has given a lot of design in her lower part of her sari and not really on the higher end of her sari. So what happens is, again, it gives that flared image, so automatically the waistline looks a little narrower. Here also she's giving her gathers of her skirts are going outwards. Okay, they're not going inwards like a mermaid cut, it is going outwards like a gathered princess cut. So automatically it gives that indentation of a waistline. So these are the things that we can do, these are the variations that we can do when we are in this body shape. Moving on, we have the inverted triangle. Okay, the inverted triangle is a variation for the men, because an inverted triangle will be ideal shape for a man, but when there's the shoulders are too heavy or is very very broad, then it looks again it counters the lower part of the body a lot. So we have to make sure that it is not too broad. All right, so inverted triangle body shape, shoulders are the broadest and widest part of your body, the waist and hips are very narrow. So if your shoulders are like that, then the waist and hips come down very narrow this way, you know. So they're very narrow and they don't have much of an muscle mass down there, right? So that variation looks also a little countered can be done, countering can be done there. Okay, darker colors, smaller printed shirts for women and men. Okay, don't go with the broad prints, because broad prints make your shoulders look even more big. Lapels and you know, shoulder pads and all that look a little more broader, makes your shoulders look a little more broader. So then what we would do is we would go on a reverse. So we take a darker colored shirts, we go with smaller prints and things like that, then automatically it'll counter that effect. When you want to look stronger, you've got a very important meeting to go to, or you just want some place to highlight your strength, play on the shoulder pads, put the stronger prints on, put your collars and your lapels and your on your shoulder area, give like a, you know, a lace counter for a woman, or heavy chunk jewelry there to make yourself look stronger. It'll become very easy for you to do it. It's just slap of a button, you can just do that very easily. So this body shape also has a lot of benefits, right? But if you want to look a little bit relaxed, regular, a little bit comfortable, and don't want to portray that is not your goal that day, then automatically go on the cuts. Okay, cuts will be inward cut line, so you cut inwards and not outward. That means you don't go round the shoulder, you go slightly on the inside of your shoulder when you're cutting your shirts or your blouses or your tops or something like that. Go slightly on the inward, like a V or a U neck will also look very nice. It will counter the shoulders a little bit more. Try to make your shoulders look a little softer. So when I say shoulders make a little softer, a lot of women ask me, then shall we go puff shoulders, or like, you know, have the lamb chop sleeves, or have the you know, bell sleeves and things like that. Bell sleeves work, but if you take the lamb chop sleeves or you take the gathered sleeves down the shoulder, it will not work. It will emphasize your shoulders even more. But the bell sleeves, the soft flowing sleeves, or you have some very delicate lace, transparent lace sleeve or something like that, all those things, those will work, those will definitely work and make it look a lot softer and much more beautiful. Softer materials, not stiff materials for your upper body. Of course, you want to look a little gentle, a little bit forthcoming. You want people to connect with you, you want people to come forth and be comfortable. Then these are the things that you can do. Softer material, not too stiff for your upper body, so that you look a little more welcoming, right? And also, lighter colors you would use, not so heavy prints and things like that. So for your bottoms, bring out the checks or printed pants. This body shape is best to bring out all these things that are now in fashion, whether it is a checked trouser, or it's a printed skirt, or it's large blocks that we wear sometimes, these block skirts and things like that. All these things, people with a narrower waist and narrower legs can bring them out very beautifully, whether it's a palazzo or it's divided skirt or whatever it is, for women. You can bring that out. For men, you can wear these cargo pants with lot of pockets and things like that to make the lower body look a little bit more broader, so you get the indentation of the waist. One, two, you get this lower body looking as strong as your upper body as well, so then it counters each other. All right, it doesn't look one is a little too slim and one is a little too strong. Both the parts of the body will look very proper to each other. So you can do things like that will also work for you. Okay, your skirts and stiff can be of a stiffer material, your trousers can be of a stiffer material. You don't have to wear the soft pliable material. Okay, so khaki, like the thick material, khadi, or you take raw silk for women. You have your patterns in the lower half are going horizontal and not vertical. So all these different things can be done so that it looks a little bit more better for you, right? Here we can play with shoes, whether you want to wear cowboy boots, you want to wear chunky shoes, you want to wear shoes with a lot of embellishment on them. You can wear shoes with a lot of patterns and designs. You can wear block heels, you don't have to wear the tapered heels. You can wear the heavy wedges. All this will go for women who have this very narrow hip and thighs and legs. For men, you wear your chunky sandals, with the turned up mujiris, as we call them, the Maharaja shoes. You can also wear boots, the cowboy boots. You can also have your hush puppies with a lot of patterns on them and things like that. So where your shoes are getting more and more emphasized, your steel toe shoes, all these different kinds of shoes that emphasizing the lower part of your body, making it look stronger, making it look more broader, is what we are working at. So all these things will also work for you. Okay, so this is another variation for the things that you can wear. Now as we are going into it, okay, inverted triangle can be a delicate one, as Hrithik Roshan as well. But as you can see, he wants to look really strong, so he has taken the V neck here. He's got a waistcoat on and he's got high collars here. All right, so it makes his shoulder, emphasizes his shoulders even more. But on the other variation, if you wear very thin trousers like these churidars trousers here, he's tried to emphasize it, make it look a little stronger with nice strong brown boots, thick brown boots, but it's still making his legs look very very slim. So it is contrasting with his shoulders and making his shoulders look extremely broad compared to what they actually are. If this is the look that he would like to take forward, then sure. But if he would have worn a slightly looser trouser, this look would have come out even more. Now we're talking about John Abraham. He's the ideal inverted triangle shape for men, because his shoulders and his arms are really big. So then what he does, he wears darker colors straight out. Okay, he wants to give a very strong look, but his tie is very thin. He's got darker colors on. He's got the single button on. So again, very lot of emphasis on his shoulders, because he wants to come out as a strong look right there and then, right? So single button jacket, and he's wearing it a little loose here, so that he also looks like he's having a strong lower body as well, right? He's wearing loose trousers, and the jacket is a little loose on the hip as well, so it gives that emphasis of a very strong lower body as well, to counter with a very strong upper body, right? So these are the things that you can do to variate that. Now if we look at Prabhas, he has got a very highly inverted triangle shaped body, right? Very heavy shoulders and upper body. But what he has done is he wants to look a little softer, though serious, but still a little softer. So he's worn a darker color up and he's worn a lighter color down. So automatically, what happens is the lower part of the body also looks very um, quite broad. It doesn't look very narrow. So he is countering that. He's giving a colored belt here on the light colored trouser, automatically giving the emphasis of a waist. All right, emphasizing the waist even more. He's folded up his sleeves very gently. It's not going above his elbows, it's going below his elbows. He's folded up the sleeves very gently. Again, he's looking very strong, but he's also looking quite approachable and very gentle, right? So these are the, depending on what is your goal of the day, you can dress according to that, right? So this works for him for that particular day. He was looking very very easy to approach, very comfortable in his clothing. Now, if you're looking at the women part of it, we've got Anushka Sharma, we've got Katrina Kaif, and we've got Renee Zellweger, right? So Anushka, as you can realize, she's got quite broad shoulders here, and she's tapering down to her waistline. She's giving her gathers. So when the gathers come in automatically, she doesn't look very slim. Okay, she's not giving it a full straight cut. She's given a nice gathered salwar kameez here, and it is making her look very delicate and very feminine. All right, so it's a very soft figure for her. On the other hand, if you are looking at Katrina Kaif, she's again given a very nice western look. She has tapered it down a little bit here, but given a very loose effect here, giving the variation of a very nice waist right there. Her shoulders are quite broad, so she has given it an off-shoulder look. With the off-shoulder look, what happens is, because of the contrast with this material and the skin color, automatically it makes her look softer again. Her shoes, she's worn a nude pair of shoes, so it gives her visual length. She's not contrasting it with a red or orange color shoe. She's wearing a very nude color shoe, so it gives her visual length and gives her whole self a very long length right there and then, right? So it again makes her look very feminine and delicate and very beautiful. Okay, now we have Renelle Zellweger. She's got nice broad shoulders, so, and her hips come down to quite narrow. So this is the look that she wanted to go for the day. She wanted to look very feminine and very delicate. So she's taken the long wide sleeves. She's contrasted it with again an off shoulder, so that the shoulders are not looking as strong. Again, she has taken it as a mermaid cut. This is a mermaid cut dress that she's wearing. It makes her look very feminine and this. And on the other hand, she's also tied her hair up. Like, she's taken away all the distractions around her face. She's tied her hair up, giving a lot of emphasis to her collarbone, her neck, and that's why she looks even more delicate and even more softer. So these are the different variations that people do to give the emphasis or to meet the goals of the day that she wanted to at that particular day, right? So these are the different body shapes that we talked about, and these are the different ways of countering them. We have another 2-3 minutes left in our session for the day today. So if there's anyone that has any questions, then we can counter that. We can talk about that. Okay. Yes, if you want to wear big jhumkas and heavy earrings, and you have you have a lot of blemished material or some embroidery done here, then I would suggest that you give an open neck, give a round neck, give a V neck. Then you can wear jhumkas but no necklace. Okay, because there's too many things happening and it is just countering each other. You want to wear your heavy jhumkas, you want to wear the heavy earrings and things like that, then go a little bit show a little bit of skin around your shoulder area and your neck. You can go a boat neck, square neck, you can do round, oval, V, whatever you like. But if there's a lot of work here and then there's jhumkas falling all the way to your shoulders, then it is going to clash. Doesn't matter which body shape you are, for everyone it is more or less the same. You want to have that nice elongated neckline. You want your neck to look nice and long. So then for that you cannot have too much work all together. You can't, it's like you want to have some patterns here, then you want to wear a scarf also, then you want to wear earrings also, you want to wear something around your like a head scarf and things like that. It's just too many things, right? So counter it, always show a little bit of skin, it counters it very nicely. Whether you keep an open neck or you have, if you have a closed neck, keep your earrings small, and so on and so forth. Any other questions or anything else that we can talk about? We have an email address. Please write to Extraordinaire and let us know what is the next session that you want us to have, and we will move forward in that way. And if there are any questions on the sessions we have had till now, we will take that forward in our next session as well. Thank you so much for staying with us, and wish you a very nice weekend. Have a nice day. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.